and also with a couple of other startups. So what I would like to say, it's not only about the technologies and breakthroughs, but also the cultural impact that a startup can have if you interact with them closely. For example, a corporate has built up the structure of sales and pre-sales and product management and scrum masters and developers and all that stuff. So by the time a developer is at least 6 layers moved away from what the customer is really needing, and even with our best of approach, they can be missing the big picture. And the moment you interact with startup, you realize that the big picture is known to everyone in the team. And that's when the best comes out of it. So that is one. The second is the basic agility. So here, if you see, a corporate will always hire people with X, Y, Z skills because they have defined how a project has to be done. Whereas a startup looks at a problem and then learns the skills on the job. So that's a very, very fundamentally different way of solving a problem. So that is also something to be learned. The fighting is spirit, because in corporate you have the comfort of, yeah, the project is approved and we can discuss it, but there everything has to pass certain tests before that is in or out, etc. So I have seen these advantages. We are in touch with a couple of startups and finding out how this can be done. For example, something in predictive maintenance that we are in touch with, and how it can work with our existing plant solutions or shift management or enterprise asset management. So there are the synergies that are being looked at, the common marketing and then common approach to customer base. But more importantly, what I realize is that the cultural aspect is something which we certainly will benefit from if we come closer to them. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, I mean, you did touch upon the fact that, okay, I mean, corporates can benefit from not only what the agile way the startups work, and also the fact that every single person in a startup knows exactly what the customer wants. Yeah. It doesn't happen in the corporate. And again, the culture of being customer-centric, being open to many things rather than being in a silo. I think all of these things, okay, I mean, are very good for corporates to keep a watch on through the eyes of the startup once in a while. So, Ranjan, so what has been your experience in working with startups, and what do you think, okay, I mean, are good things that corporations can do, and how can startups take advantage of what corporates can offer them?
Yeah. So Navneet talked about very good point in the culture building and other aspect, but I just want to take a step back. So working with tech providers has been Capgemini's core business for decades. And if you see, the organization is in series of acquisition from its inception. So collaboration, co-creation, investment is in our DNA. And Capgemini Venture is one of our flagship platform to foster startup as well as partner collaboration. It's a group initiative that we have taken. Now, we have unified, I'll say uniquely designed one venture client model. Basically, it is embedded with many processes, which gives access to top-notch startups to our clients, access to innovative solutions. There's a lean model in terms of investment perspective, and mostly, when Navneet talked about, the time to market, that is we are focusing on how we can, quickly provide value to our customer in a, I'll say structured way. And from a startup side, when they are dealing with us, the amount of work or the client relationship that they are building is enormous. And at the same time, we are also looking at how can they gain industry knowledge, make their solution proposition also very much business relevant. And again, we rely on incubators like T-Hub and external platform to onboard them. So a couple of examples, Venkatesh, if I share, it is not at India level, it is also global level. Some of the startups, if I say Gelrose in insurance sector, Capado and Inside Board accelerating digital transformation that I heard on digital transformation side. Then if you see, Capado is much more Salesforce oriented, Inside Board is AI platform based, then alteration on in terms of data search, data discovery, governance, and Poshak. There are many, we can talk on and on. But essentially what we have done is we have a model where we have a dedicated industry leaders, global leaders supporting in terms of joint value proposition, go-to-market strategy, integration, contract signing, making it much more simple, and then governance. And it is a responsible that what our leaders own in terms of guiding and mentoring the customer. An interesting thing which I would like to share our viewers is when it comes to startup, I have not seen any RFP where customer is asking specific saying, I need some startup collaboration. It is always our constant endeavor also to sense the customer need and proactively to market ready proposition. There are many I'll say structure and model that we have developed in terms of step-by-step guidance to the startups and how they can leverage the power of our internal ecosystem in terms of building that technology savvy or business proposition and industry specific proposition across the value chain of industry. Venkatesh.
You said that whatever you're doing, you also have a framework using which you can help startups.
Yeah. So what we see is there are 3-4 key areas that I would like to highlight. One is first thing is we have a sponsorship as well as strategic buying. So the intent is we don't want to create thousands of startup in our CRM system. We want to have a focused approach. And when we are approaching startup, it is a concrete, as we discussed, Muthoot Finance side, that how